What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're obviously going to be looking at XRP, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and some other things. As you guys know, I did make a video yesterday and the day before in regards to the drop or the correction to the downside that we've all been tracking. And as you guys know, it pump faked us and we actually started to correct to the upside. And boy, did I read your guys' comments in regards to, oh my God, we actually started to go up. Should have told you guys to leverage and long the crypto instead of shorting it. Well, I do want to discuss that. Now, yeah, quite frankly, in the 10-hour window that we did see that correction to the upside, maybe I was wrong, but I want to continue off of that basis, showing you guys where we're actually headed in the long term and why you guys should be paying quite a bit close attention. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Yeah, make sure to do that. Turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and let's jump into today's episode. So guys, we're back on the channel. You can see I have my channel pulled up. I want to kind of go over where we've been looking at the past 2 days. You can see the past two videos, I did actually discuss the fact that we did see that dump. We did have a dump. That is right. We did actually retrace, correct quite a bit down to the downside. And then yesterday we started to see the same kind of consolidation on the downside, and then we immediately corrected back to the upside. And I want to discuss exactly where we went to, what exactly we did, and my explanation for what exactly happening, because I know you guys are waiting for it and you want to know my opinion on the market right now. Obviously, a general quick overview of what exactly is going on. So Bitcoin actually consolidated back up. Ethereum did. Pretty much all the cryptos are. Bitcoin is one of the only ones that are actually up. The other cryptos are pretty much consolidating, but you can see what exactly is happening. So Bitcoin corrected downwards. We were shorting this. We shot all the way back up, and then we consolidated back down to the price we pretty much bought in at. You can see that happen only with Bitcoin. The other cryptos like XRP and Ethereum didn't do that. So Ethereum broke down, shot up, and then came all the way down. We're still below where we started from, so we're still in the negatives. Same thing with XRP, which hit the bottom, kind of had a little blip, and is still way below where we started from. So for everyone who said, oh, you shorted, now I also want you guys to consider, now I make these choices for what I'm investing in, and I am playing around with money that I am comfortable with losing if I do, but it's not really a loss until you actually sell out. And that's the same thing in regards to a gain. It's not actually a gain until you sell out and you take your profits. So even though the number looks nice and you're actually up a percentage, doesn't mean that you're actually up. Now, let's take this as a learning lesson and consider where exactly we are in regards to the market, because I do think we should be covering all of this. So let's check out XRP right now. So XRP actually did take a dump. We started off at around 22 cents, give or take. We corrected all the way down to 17 and a half, and then we corrected all the way back up to about 18 cents. So we're really not that much above where we started from. We still did retrace, we still did correct, and we are currently now in what I believe is a major channel and support. You can see back in 2017 what I'm referring to. You can see that we've been trending in between these lines for quite some time now, and we've been using it as a fairly strong support. There's also another one that I would like to draw that I'm now just realizing that the price is hanging out at. If I just draw this right here, you can see where that intertwines with, and you can see we're merely just testing the top of here, and we are kind of still consolidating. There still is a correction. I still do believe in the long term, really not too long, but then in the next week or two, we will be heading lower down. Yes, we are still teeter-tottering on oversold on XRP, but I do believe in the long run, we will be consolidating downwards, hitting 16 cents, and then swinging back upwards. Now, let's talk about Bitcoin and the other cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin's definitely the one that's the most hot right now that you guys obviously want me to discuss. So let's talk about what exactly happened. I'm not sure which one that looks a little bit better. So yeah, let's look at Bitcoin on the daily to start, then let's look at it on the weekly, then we'll, slowly get closer. We'll look at it on the daily, and then we'll look at it on the 4 hour. So you can see right now, when looking at this on the weekly, we can see what exactly is happening. So very interesting. Obviously, the weekly candle did not close yet. So we still have, today is Thursday. We still have Friday, Saturday, Sunday for us to see a correction and a retracement below us. So if we do inevitably close the weekly candle below this uptrend support right here, there's a very high chance we are going to be heading lower. You also have to consider we were actually below the high-low MMA, but we managed surprisingly to consolidate back inside of it, which was a surprise to me. I thought we were officially below it, but we were not. And we are still interchanging in between the high-low minimum moving average. You can see that we still do have this massive resistance up top that is acting as a huge resistance, not allowing the coin to, pretty much take off. And in regards to you guys talking about major volume coming in, it's really not that much. We were capped off. You can see right here, we did have a little bit of volume. I agree, we haven't seen this volume in quite some time, but in regards to where the price has been and where the price is right now, since we bought in at around 7,100 and the price is pretty much trading at around 7,150, we're really not down by much at all. Yes, there was a lot of FOMO buying in. We did spike up and retest $7,400, but we immediately corrected off there. So would you consider this to be a good long position? Sure. Would you guys be able to know when to buy and sell off? Probably not. That's why I stay away from this. This is a very fast-paced, vigorous movement that lasted only a day, and then it immediately corrected downwards. So it's very, very, very hard or high chance of making money off, or a very low chance of making money off this because of how much risk is involved in a move like that. Now, the past couple of days, when I did actually make the investment into DueDEX, I told you guys that this is a somewhat long-term investment. I didn't buy into here to sell off the next following day. Yes, I could have bought in at the 69 or whatever I bought in at, and then sold it the second we bottomed off right here, immediately sold off, longed it, and went right back to the upside. But it's very fast-paced for me. If you guys do have other things going on with your day, it's very hard to be checking out this. Obviously, you can set up stop losses and things like that. That's an option too. But, I'm sticking with the way I kind of trend and trade because I do find it working to my advantage for the most part. Now, obviously, before I, get more in depth, if you guys, for those of you who have me on Patreon, you've known that I've updated you guys with this. You've known that I've alerted you when the move did happen, when we, shot to the upside. And hopefully you guys are aware that we are still necessarily in a bear market. This little uptick and this little volume increase is really nothing at all. And I do alert you guys on Patreon for these moves like this, and if you don't have me on there, there is a link in the description that I highly recommend you check out because it does actually help a lot of you guys. You do get updates and news before these videos actually come live, like today's video. So, to continue on to where we are. So we did see this pump fake. Very surprising. I'm sure everybody was surprised. YouTube was surprised. It's the big talk right now. We did see the correction to the downside. We were anticipating us to head lower, obviously, but we did obviously retest oversold, and that was an indicator of shooting up, but there's more to it. When we look at the other altcoins, you'll know 100% certain, like I said in yesterday's video, Litecoin bottomed off, which was a somewhat sign that Bitcoin was bottoming off too. But you can see what exactly happened. To my surprise, we actually gained enough volume to shoot back up inside our support. Not only that, but we retested the top resistance, got rejected, and are now falling. So very peculiar, but we're back on the same track and path that we've been tracking for the longest time now. So in the fact that we did manage to break down, trend back up inside, and now we're in here, there's a very high chance the next thing that's going to happen is going to be this. This is what we're going to see, and then I'm honestly anticipating the dump. So, my position's still open on DueDEX. I'm still going to leave it open because it's a very, very, very minor fee for the amount of money that I will be making when we do actually, see the ultimate dump. But you can see volume is here. There's a very high chance we're going to be breaking down, and that's just my opinion. What you guys do with that, take, your own, take it with a grain of salt, get your own knowledge from all the other YouTubers and videos and books out there and articles to pretty much, make a conglomerate of, ideas and then formulate your own and invest into it like that. But honestly, nothing really changed. Yes, we were anticipating it to retrace lower. We didn't. We corrected back up inside here. There's probably going to be another day or two of consolidation, and then we're going to see the dump again. And the reason we capped off of here is for a couple of reasons. So yes, we can look at the 4 hour. That is another thing we can check out. You can see exactly why we did break to the downside. You can see we immediately corrected below the second we retested the high-low MMA on the 4 hour. Not only that, the downtrend is here. You can see we immediately broke below the high-low MMA. Huge resistance right now, but you can see we're being supported by support here. Very, very, very high chance we are going to just be consolidating under this until we get there. And then I personally think there is going to be a dump coming, that this is just the beginning. And personally, I highly recommend you guys get take advantage of the DueDEX account here. DueDEX, as you guys know, is an awesome platform. It is linked in the description, the first link. Basically, DueDEX allows you to buy long and sell short. Even if you think that I'm wrong and you want to long the cryptocurrency, you guys can do that with leverage. And leverage is something that it's an opportunity that not many people have on Coinbase Pro or Binance. This is awesome. It's huge. I highly recommend you do so because you can make quite a bit of money with little margin to put up front. $100 can make you quite a bit more on DueDEX than it can on, Coinbase Pro or another cryptocurrency like that. Of course, my phone is. So beyond that, basically that's why I push DueDEX, because it allows you guys to short the cryptocurrency as well as leverage. And those are two options that really aren't available on the rest of the market. My position right now, being transparent, we're down quite a bit. We're down 39%, but I did some research. I think we're only down about $40. I put 1,000 in, down about $40. It's really not that much that I'm worried about $40, and it's at a position where I really think in the next couple of days we're going to see that correction we were anticipating, and we are going to be retracing to lower levels. And this is the big thing. This Litecoin chart here is huge. I talked about it yesterday. I want to talk about it more. This was the Shore Sign giveaway, and it is something to consider right now. So as you guys can see, when we did see the dip, we were getting sandwiched between support and resistance. We broke bearish. We fell about, I'd say, 20%. And I'll double check. Yeah, about 17% we correct to the downside. Immediately hit a support that I thought was maybe not that important on Bitcoin, but turns out it is. On Litecoin's chart, does have a correlation with Bitcoin. We immediately corrected back up, hit once again our resistance up top here, and are now correcting to the downside. We are currently now not oversold. We're very close to seeing that bearish cross continue into the MACD, and you can see there's a very high chance we're going to see exactly what's anticipated and another correction back to the downside, even lower than our previous one. So Litecoin seems to be something that we should consider. And if you now looked at the chart and you saw, well, we just hit a top, good chance we're going to consolidate back down. You can place that knowledge onto Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP and understand this is probably not going to last. We already broke through our massive support that's been on Bitcoin for the entire year, now proving that it is weak. So there's a high chance we're going to be breaking through this again, falling down what I think is going to be like a 30% drop, unfortunately. But that's why I am shorting. We have a couple of days left of consolidation. We have a cap, I would say, of about, 3 to 4 days. So mainly by the end of this week, we should really see which direction this coin wants to break. Massive descending triangle, symmetrical triangle, whatever you want to call it on this coin. We've been seeing this for months now, 12 months to be exact. And it is now about time for it to make up its mind and figure out whether it's going to break bullish or bearish. Personally, I do believe that we are going to be retracing lower. Now, I already have a position open, so I can show you guys and be the guinea pig as to whether or not we head lower or to the upside. But honestly, the for sure way to make the most money on here is to wait for the confirmation. So if we start to see a consolidation point above here and a correction above the resistance, very high chance we're going to head much higher. But if we see another confirmation like we saw before of a correction to the downside, obviously we're going to be shorting the crypto, making quite a bit of money as we head lower. Same thing goes with Ethereum, still within a bearish fractal. All these coins are showing bear signs. So I do believe with that knowledge that we are going to be correcting lower. I think this was just a pump fake. It literally put us right back on track. If we did not have this, I would still be waiting for the downtrend. Nothing changed. And that's my main, focus for today's episode, is that nothing changed. We're still consolidating sideways. We're still moving sideways. We're still in between the high-low MMA. We're still in between the resistance and support, and we're literally trending outwards. Very cool that we did manage to break right back into here, hit that resistance and hit that support, and are now just trending sideways. But there's a very high chance that this pattern is going to be broken within the next 3 to 4 days, and that's when the money maker is going to be. So my position is left open on DueDEX. Highly recommend you download DueDEX and sign up. There is some sort of sign up bonus. It's linked in the description, all the information, but there is still a very high chance we're going to see that correction downwards. That pretty much is going to wrap up today's episode, guys. Hopefully that kind of answers a lot of you guys' questions. A lot of you guys are saying, well, he's wrong. And yeah, I'll admit my mistake. I was anticipating this to be the correction to the downside, but honestly, it didn't really harm us in any way. We literally consolidated right back inside of what appeared to be our massive symmetrical triangle that we've been tracking for, around a year now on the channel. And ultimately, we're still on course for that bearish, correction to the downside. So just because we had this little pump fake in the market, there still is a chance for us to head lower. And also bear in mind that we are still within our weekly candle, and until we see that close, there's really no telling which direction Bitcoin could move to. Otherwise, guys, that's going to wrap up today's episode. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.